On February 21st, 2025, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges was robbed in the dead of night. The thieves didn't use guns or masks. They used code. And in just a few hours, they vanished with nearly $1.5 billion. This was no lone hacker in a basement. The FBI quickly pointed the finger at an elite team of state-sponsored operatives from the most isolated nation on Earth, North Korea's Lazarus Group. This is the story of how a mysterious army of digital ghosts is pulling off some of the biggest heists in history. But they aren't doing it for personal wealth. They're funding something far more terrifying: a nuclear arsenal. They've stolen an estimated $3 billion since 2017, turning lines of code into weapons of mass destruction. It's a new kind of warfare, fought in the shadows of the internet, where global security can be decided by a single mistaken click. The target was Bybit, a massive global crypto exchange. The prize? A staggering $1.5 billion worth of Ethereum, making it the largest single crypto theft ever. The hackers didn't just brute force their way through firewalls. Their method was way more insidious, a masterpiece of digital deception. The attack happened during a scheduled routine transfer of funds from Bybit's offline cold wallet to its internet-connected. Using a sophisticated mix of social engineering and malware, the hackers compromised the very interface Bybit employees were looking at. Put simply, they performed a digital sleight of hand. When employees thought they were approving a legitimate internal transfer, they were actually signing off on sending 400,000 Ethereum straight into the hackers' pockets. It was a ghost operation. The money just vanished, rerouted to addresses the attackers controlled. Within hours, the stolen funds began a frantic journey across the blockchain, getting swapped into different cryptocurrencies and funneled through thousands of different addresses to muddy the trail. Bybit launched an investigation and offered a huge bounty. And while a fraction of the funds was eventually frozen, the vast majority had disappeared into the digital ether. The world was left wondering who on earth could pull this off. Turns out, the answer was a group that had been honing its skills for over a decade. The prime suspect, which the FBI later confirmed, is the Lazarus Group. These aren't just any hackers. They are an advanced persistent threat, a state-sponsored cyber warfare unit. They operate under North Korea's main intelligence agency, the Reconnaissance General Bureau. Think of them as a digital special forces unit for the Kim Jong-un regime. They first hit the world stage not as thieves, but as instruments of political revenge. In 2014, they launched a devastating attack on Sony Pictures, believed to be payback for the studio's comedy, The Interview, which mocked Kim Jong-un. They didn't just steal data. They deployed wiper malware that destroyed 70% of Sony's systems. A brutal show of force. Then, in 2017, their name was linked to the WannaCry ransomware attack, which crippled over 200,000 computers in 150 countries, hitting hospitals and global companies. The attack demanded Bitcoin ransoms, signaling a new motive: cash. For years, international sanctions meant to stop North Korea's nuclear program have crippled its economy. Cut off from normal banking, the regime turned to its elite cyber unit and gave them a new mission: bypass the sanctions and steal the money needed to keep the country and its weapons programs afloat. They became the financial lifeline. To really get how Lazarus got so good, we have to go back to 2016. Their target wasn't crypto, but the central bank of an entire country, the Bangladesh Bank. The plan was unbelievably audacious: to steal nearly $1 billion. It all started with a simple email. In January 2015, bank employees got a message from a supposed job applicant named Russell Alam. The email had a link to his resume. At least one employee clicked it, downloading the files and unknowingly infecting the bank's entire network with malware. For a full year, Lazarus hackers moved silently through the bank's systems, like ghosts in the machine. They mapped the network, found key systems, and eventually got their hands on the bank's credentials for the SWIFT network, the global system banks used to send trillions of dollars every day. They planned their strike with military precision. On a Thursday night in February 2016, they made their move. The timing was deliberate, designed to exploit time differences between Dhaka, New York, and a public holiday in the Philippines, where the money was headed. They initiated 35 transfer requests, totaling $951 million. To cover their tracks, 5 of the transfers, worth $101 million, went through. Of that, $81 million was wired to accounts in the Philippines, where it was immediately withdrawn and laundered through the casino system, making it nearly impossible to trace. They almost got away with $1 billion. The only reason the whole thing fell apart was a simple typo in one of the transfer requests, which raised a flag at a routing bank and brought the scheme crashing down. Lazarus learned from the Bangladesh heist and evolved. They turned their focus to the booming and less regulated world of cryptocurrency. Their tactics, however, remained rooted in deception. For the 2022 hack of the Ronin network, the blockchain behind the popular game Axie Infinity, they again used a fake job offer. An employee was lured by a lucrative opportunity and downloaded a PDF file with hidden malware. That one click gave the hackers control of the private keys needed to approve transactions, and they walked away with over $620 million. So, why are they doing all this? Where is the money going? The answer is the single biggest motivation for the North Korean regime: its nuclear weapons and ballistic missile programs. US officials believe that up to a third of the funding for North Korea's missile development comes from these cybercrimes. Every successful hack directly pays for the expansion of Kim Jong-un's arsenal. The estimated $3 billion stolen since 2017 is a critical source of revenue that allows Pyongyang to defy global sanctions. The Lazarus Group isn't just a criminal gang. It's a vital part of North Korea's national security strategy. The funds are laundered through an incredibly complex web of transactions. They use mixers like Tornado Cash, which has since been sanctioned by the US Treasury, to tumble the stolen crypto with legitimate funds, making it almost impossible to trace. They also use a technique called chain hopping, where they rapidly swap stolen assets between different types of cryptocurrencies across multiple blockchains. The money is then used to buy dual-use items on the international black market. These are civilian products, like heavy-duty trucks or industrial machinery, that can be repurposed for military use. For example, becoming mobile missile launchers, the heists are directly fueling the parades of new missiles you see in Pyongyang's propaganda videos. But the hackers aren't operating without a fight. A global manhunt is underway, led by agencies like the FBI and blockchain intelligence firms like Chainalysis. It's a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game fought on the digital frontier. Because blockchains are public, transparent ledgers, every transaction is technically visible. Investigators can follow the money. After the Ronin hack, these firms worked with law enforcement to trace the stolen funds as they moved through thousands of addresses and into mixers. This intelligence allowed authorities to intercept and seize over $30 million of the stolen money. The first time cryptocurrency stolen by a North Korean hacking group had ever been recovered. Following the Bybit heist, the FBI released a list of 51 Ethereum addresses the hackers were using, urging crypto exchanges to block them. The reality, though, is that getting the money back is incredibly difficult. The hackers move fast, and once the money is successfully laundered and cashed out, it's pretty much gone for good. The story of the Lazarus Group is a chilling look at the future of conflict. It's a war fought with keyboards instead of battalions, for digital currency instead of territory. As long as North Korea remains under heavy sanctions, its army of hackers will keep waging this war. The Bybit heist was a serious wake-up call. It proved that even the most secure systems are vulnerable to the oldest trick. The hackers are constantly evolving and are now expected to use AI to create even more convincing phishing attacks and automate their laundering. This isn't just a problem for crypto exchanges, it's a threat to global security. The billions stolen by the Lazarus Group are a direct investment in instability, funding weapons that threaten the entire world. The digital ghosts of Pyongyang are real, and their heists are just the beginning of a new, unsettling era of warfare. If you found this look into the world of state-sponsored hacking as wild as we did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives. Let us know in the comments what you think about this new form of warfare.